Glam Girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea, where we talk about all things glam and all things girly. I am a beauty enthusiast and consultant who loves to talk about everything dealing with beauty and makeup, and today, before we get into the video, Riley is in here, okay? So if you hear all the grunts and moans and clicks and all of these things in the back, I'm also a mom and Riley's here, okay? But today we're gonna talk about some new makeup, and I'm so excited to share with you my thoughts on these new products. So stay tuned for all of that. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I truly do appreciate it. And let's get right into this video. Okay, so I have the new Girl Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. Oh, I was so excited about this because I love her OG concealer. I really did. I think it had such a beautiful finish. It lasted all day on the skin. It was more full coverage, but the applicator was just a hot mess. I actually decluttered that because mine was really old. I haven't purchased another one, but I'm considering purchasing it again so I can do a comparison between the two. Of course, you all will know if I end up doing that, but very excited to see a new formula from her as a concealer. So let's start with that because this is what I was really excited about. I was excited about these other products too, but I was excited about this one. So this concealer does come in 30 shades. It retails for $33, and this is called her Beautiful Skin Medium to Full Coverage Radiant Concealer with Hyaluronic Acid. I picked up the shade 8 Medium. And 8 Medium is described as having a medium with peach undertones. I wasn't too sure which shade to get, and when I first got this in the mail, I actually thought it was gonna be too light, but I actually really do like this tone against my complexion, and I always love complexion products with a peach undertone. So I'm actually very happy that I went with this shade. Some high points about this concealer is that it's a creamy skin-like medium to full coverage concealer that visibly conceals, brightens, and lifts eyes and face, and it's going to have hyaluronic acid in it, which we know is going to plump the skin, niacinamide that's going to help to smooth the skin, and then golden vitamin C that will visibly brighten the skin. This comes with a doe foot applicator, so a much more easier to use applicator. I find that a good amount of product comes out on the applicator when it comes out of the tube, so when I applied the product, I literally swiped off a lot of the product onto the tube, and then I applied it to the eye. You could also, put the product on a palette and then apply it to the eye, but I wouldn't go in with all the product that comes on the applicator. This is also said to be long wearing and lightweight on the skin. So when I applied this to the skin, I immediately saw the visibly brightened effect under the eyes, and I was like, I like this. I like this. I feel like it blends very seamlessly into the skin. It feels like nothing on the skin. So I would give it those claims right off the bat. First application, and I was like, okay, I'm sold. I'm sold. So when I first applied it to the skin, I didn't use as much product on this part of my eye or on this side of my face. And I used a little more on this side, so I added some more on this side to try to even out the size. But the product just blends beautifully into the skin, and I really do feel we get that lit from within glow that I think Charlotte wanted to achieve with this particular concealer. Took it in natural lighting, and it looks very beautiful on the skin. I took it outside in natural lighting, and once again, I think it looks really beautiful on the skin. And then with flash photography, I think it just looked stunning. This, when I used it, I said, this is going to be a concealer that will pair well with other concealers. It is claiming to be medium to full coverage, and I feel like for it to be full coverage, you're gonna have to add a lot of the product, which for me, I don't know if that's what I want to do, and I'll explain why in just a little bit. But I most definitely feel like if I took a more medium to high coverage concealer, use that to conceal and like hide, and then I wanted a concealer to brighten, I would put this on top, and I feel like I would get such the perfect formula and like combination from the two. So as of now, I've been wearing this concealer for about maybe 8 hours. I would say about 7 hours I've had this concealer on. So we're almost pretty much at a full day wear test at this point. And I am gonna insert some footage to show you what the concealer will look like at like the 4 or 5 hour mark. And I was like, okay. So in terms of long lasting, I will tell you the variables, and then you can decide how you want to decide. I felt like I definitely saw some separating of the concealer under my eye, and I was like, this is not long lasting like it's claiming to be. However, I do have on a new foundation. I know I didn't bring the foundation all the way up under my eyes, but I wonder, you know, maybe that might have something to do with it. But I don't think the new foundation has much effect under my eyes because I also apply concealer here and on parts of my face where I actually do have foundation. So in the middle of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, around the corner of my nose, and then right along here on the chin. Those areas of the face, and I'll come in close, they don't look like there's any type of like wearing away of the product there. But under my eyes, I definitely see separating of the concealer there, which would allow for you to see some of like the darkness in my inner corners to peek through. Now, I don't have a lot of darkness, but if you have some dark circles under your eyes, I don't think this is going to be as full coverage as it's claiming. This is a first impression, so, you know, I will definitely play this more because this is beautiful. So for me, I'm gonna continue to wear it. I do like it, and I would still recommend it, but I would just say this may not be as full coverage as it's claiming. It may not be as long lasting as it's claiming, and it might need to be worked with a little bit, meaning that, for instance, the foundation I'm wearing today, it's the Patrick Ta new foundation. I wonder if it's a little too dewy, like because the foundation's more dewy, this is more of a radiant concealer. Maybe they don't pair well together. So I'll definitely be playing with this more. I'll share with you my thoughts, but I don't think my under eyes look terrible. You know, I don't think they look terrible, but I definitely see a little bit of separating. So I'm not gonna say that it's the longest lasting and the fullest coverage. I'll say that. But so far, I really do like this. And I was holding off on doing my review on the concealer because I was waiting for the powders. Ha! Shar Girl's new powders. They legit just came today, like an hour ago. And I was like, you know what? We're gonna just talk about these powders while they're here. So she has new Airbrush Brightening Flawless Finish powders. I picked up both shades. I picked up the fair medium shade and also the tan deep shade. I wasn't sure which one would work for me. I kind of felt like I could use both, maybe one for under the eyes, one all over the face. And if you're interested, you know, maybe this will help you figure out what shade will work well for you. But I didn't get any footage of me filming this because it just came in the mail and I had already finished my makeup. So we're gonna just try this on the face as we are live. So this is the packaging of the new powder. So this powder is going to make the skin look smoother and brighter, and it's gonna do so by 80%. Well, she put this through a clinical trial, so that's where these percentages are coming from. It's supposed to reduce the appearance of wrinkles. Dark circles appear reduced when applying this powder. It's also supposed to blur the skin and give it a lifted effect. Okay, so this is what the shade Tan Deep looks like, and I mean, we can all agree, this does not look tan deep at all. This to me looks more like a medium shade. So I'll show you the medium shade from the Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. This is the medium shade, and this is what the tan deep shade looks like. Can you all see that? Yes, you can see that. So to me, I would be very interested to see what this looks like on an actual like deep complexion, deep rich complexion. I did pick up the fair shade, and this is what the fair medium shade looks like. So let me swatch. Ooh, this feels like nothing. It feels like air. If like air had a feeling, like just pressing my finger into it. This feels very silky. Okay, so this is what the two powders look like on the back of my hand, Tan Deep and Fair Medium. And then we'll do some swatches. So there is Tan Deep, and then this is Fair Medium. So these are definitely some bright powders. So I'm going to take Fair Medium, and I'm using the Goss Airbrush brush. I did originally set my concealer with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder because I did want to use a more, you know, neutral powder. But, you know, we could touch this up. So I'm gonna take some of the powder, tap off the excess, we'll just apply it like so. Oh, this is nice. Feels very light, like feels like nothing at all. Okay. So we definitely see like a finished look to the under eyes. I would definitely say that this is blurring as well. And for this literally being or looking like a white shade, we do not see, you know, any castiness. I am gonna do some flash photography once I'm done with these so we can see, does this white shade look like, or does it give flashback? Because, you know, I have to do that. But wow, and I feel like there's like some pearlescence in this. Let's see. It looks like there's some pearlescence. Like if I come in close, can y'all see that? Like I didn't put on any highlight today because I'm doing a foundation review and I don't like to put on highlight when I'm doing that. But I feel like there's like some pearlescence. Do y'all see the difference like right here compared to right here? Interesting. Okay, so now let's take Tan Deep and I'm gonna flip over the brush. And we will put it here. Okay. Definitely can see a brighter effect on this side of the face compared to this side of the face. Do you all see that? But I don't feel like, wow. So I feel like we see like luminosity on this side where I applied the white based powder. I just say white because it's easier to distinguish between the yellow based powder. I'm looking at myself in my mirror from far away. I feel like this side looks more like traditionally set. I feel like this side doesn't look as luminous as this side. I need to look up and see, like, is the formula different? I'm intrigued. I will say I'm intrigued. Wow. You guys let me know your thoughts below. I would say just off of like how it's looking, I would most definitely use the Tan Deep shade for my face. And I would most definitely use this fair medium shade under the eyes and in the T-zone for that more bright effect. But I'm gonna look up real quick and see if the formula is different. Okay, so the powders retail for $46 a piece. Like I said, there's 2 shades. She says that there's no flashback, and she says it has a light bounce technology, hyaluronic acid, vegan collagen, golden vitamin C, and it's gonna set makeup for up to 16 hours and create a hydrated, brighter, smoother, and awakened looking complexion. Let me see if there's like any mica in this. There is. First ingredient is talc, second ingredient is mica. I was like, this looks quite highlighty on the skin. So that's where I'm getting like that like luminosity with this particular fair medium shade. Now let's look at the Tan Deep shade because I don't feel like the formula is the same. And I will say, looking on her website, she is showing someone who does have a deeper, richer complexion using the Tan Deep shade. There's also mica in the ingredients as a second ingredient, but probably because I have a tan complexion, maybe that's why I'm not seeing such luminosity from it. I would feel like I would still see it, but maybe that's why I don't see such luminosity from the Tan Deep shade as I do the fair medium shade. So very happy to see formulations are still the same because I know with some brands, and Charlotte Tilbury is one of those brands, she can definitely change up formulas for different complexions. I don't like that. Give us the same formula, whether we like it or not, but let's have the same formula. So I am happy to see that the formula is the same. But guys, I'll definitely have to report back to you on these powders, you know, to tell you, is it work, you know, do we get 16 hours of wear? How does it hold up? Does it really hold the makeup as well as it's saying? But like straight up, I could definitely see these new powders knocking this one out the park. I mean, I'm just saying, off first impression. Don't hold me to it. Don't hold me to it because the Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder has been a ride or die powder for me for years at this point. So it's a deep claim, it's a very steep claim, but it might actually like these might be like the new and improved versions of this one, which I'm assuming that's what she was doing when she created them. So happy that these came in time to where I could at least show you all what they look like on the skin, because I was waiting for them to come in and they took way longer than expected, but they are here. And I'm so happy, happy, happy. Let me know if you want to see an actual like comparison between these two full day wear tests, because I'm thinking I might want to do that as well, just to give you more details and all of that. Okay, then Gucci came out with some new blushes and I was like, yes, I will have all of them. So they did an early release of one shade. I picked up the shade 04, which is Bright Coral. First of all, look at the packaging of this. It's so, so pretty. It didn't come with the pouch, which I was a little disappointed in because I love the Gucci pouches, but it's neither here nor there, okay? It's about the product. We do get a nice size functional mirror, and then here is an up close look at the shade. I know Sophia C's Beauty, she was actually able to get her hands on 5 out of the 6 shades. And so I will link her video down below because I was like, oh my gosh, girl, how did you get all these shades so early? So if you wanna see what they look like on her complexion, definitely check them out. I do plan on ordering more because this shade, although it is really pretty and it does show up on my skin, it definitely is not going to be, when I say the best shade for my skin, it's not the best shade for my skin. I feel like on me, this coral shade looks a little more cool toned on my skin, and I am wearing a cooler toned bronzer, and I'm also, this foundation I think is pulling more neutral on my skin. So I don't feel like I look, you know, casket ready with this shade, but I could definitely go for a deeper and a richer and a warmer type of shade of blush, but I can make this shade work. Now, formula wise, very smooth. This is going to be, this is not shimmery in the formula, but it's not a chalky matte. It's a very smooth satin matte type of formula. And I most definitely want to pick up more shades. Like I said, you know, this shade may not be the best shade for me, but it will let me know if I want to buy more shades. I most definitely want to buy more shades of this. I think this is so pretty. You guys know I love me some pretty things. I love all things girly. Love pretty things. Packaging is really cute and compact, and I really, really like it so far. I just wish that this shade was a little richer. They do have a couple of deep shades, but the majority of the shades do look light just based off what they look like in pictures. So I'm definitely gonna pick up at least 1, maybe 2 of the deeper shades just to see how they show on the skin. Formula wise though, this is a beautiful formula. So formula wise, I think this is great. Shade wise, it's beautiful. Just not the best shade for my complexion in terms of me wanting a warmer type of look on the skin. But I will definitely reach for this when I'm wearing more neutral toned, maybe even cooler toned looks. So I wouldn't say this would be the shade that our deeper, richer complexions would want to reach for. But if you have a lighter complexion, a more fair complexion, especially if you like cooler toned blushes, then check this one out. And it may not look cooler toned on your complexion because color does show differently on different types of complexion. So I'm very happy I was able to get this one and at least try the formula to determine, do I want to get more shades? And the answer is yes, I do. Okay, and then lastly, Wayne Goss came out with a new eyeshadow palette and eye kohl. So this is his amber eyeshadow palette. Is it not screaming fall? It is. If you know Wayne Goss's eyeshadow formula, his formula is consistent, it is tried and true, and it is wonderful. He creates his formula so that no matter what type of eyelids you have, younger eyelids, more mature eyelids, these shadows will work. So for this eye look today, I started out with this shade right here in the crease, blended it in. I think it actually showed up a little deeper on my skin than I thought it would, which I was happy about. And then I applied this nice burgundy shade all over the lid. It built up really nicely. There was no skipping of the shade. It just such a smoothly milled powder. So then I put this shade in the inner corner of the eye and just kind of blended it in with this eye look. I wasn't looking for differentiation between the two shades. I just wanted to look for a more blended look. And then I wanted to add this on top. I love these diamond-like formula shades that he always puts in his palettes. They're so like there but not there. You can literally like sprinkle them across the eye for the most barely there look, or you can pack them on. So for today, I did spray my brush with some setting spray so that I could get a little bit more on the eyes. But like this shade is definitely my most favorite shade in the palette. I love it. I brought it up on my brow bone, and y'all know if you've watched any of my eyeshadow videos, I usually don't, you know, highlight my under eye area or my brow bone area, but like I just wanted to put this, I really wanted to put this all over the face. Like if I wasn't doing a foundation review, this would have been on my face, like right along here. Kind of gives me the feel of the Fenty Beauty Diamond Balms, but just an easier to work with formula and not so like bam in your face. I didn't get this on camera, but I did go back in and add this shade in the crease just to give it a little more warmth. So my eye look looks more warm. My face is a little more neutral, but I was like, it's okay. We can mix warm tones and cool tones and bring a whole look together. But this eyeshadow palette, I really enjoy it. I find that, like I said, his formula remains consistent. And if you're ever interested in any of his eyeshadows, don't ever wonder like, is that formula gonna be better than the other? You just pick the color scheme that you want and go with it, because it's just a no-fail formula. I can definitely see myself reaching for this palette when I wanna create those warmer toned looks, those fall-based looks, but like, even just putting this all over the eye and just using this as a one and done look, scrumptious. And then the eye kohl that he came out with, the shade is called Crystal Merlot, and I forgot he had an eye kohl. So I did use another eyeliner on the lower lash line, but I did add this one to the tight line, so you can't really see it obviously. But here is the shade Crystal Merlot. The eye kohls, they're some of my favorite, very long lasting, very pigmented, but so smooth and silky that you can use it actually as your eyeshadow. It blends out very well, or you can use it as a traditional eyeliner. I love his eye kohl, so I'm always happy to receive anything from Wayne Goss. Thank you so much to Wayne Goss and Beautylish for sending this to me. But I really, really like this new Amber Luxury collection. Okay, so that's it for the new products that I used today. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of these products? Are you interested in any of them? And if you wanted me to do a more detailed review on the Charlotte Tilbury concealer and then her new airbrush powders, let me know, because I most definitely would love to do that for you. I pretty much have done a full day wear test with the concealer, because at this point I've had the concealer on for 8 hours, but the powders just came in the mail, so I obviously have to test those out and provide my feedback. But I'm just so excited to have these products in my hands, because I was really excited about them. On my lips, I am wearing Danessa Myricks Balm Powder in the Universal shade. So I took the balm powder, just if you're wondering, oh, here we go. Took the balm powder in the translucent shade, Universal shade, applied that to my lips just to smooth out the lips, and then I mixed the Color Fix in the shade Royalty with the balm powder, and that's what I have on my lips, just in case you were wondering. Of course, everything else I'm wearing on my face will be linked down below. And guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you, yes you, in my very next video. Bye guys.